What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited about today's tutorial because we are going to dive into React.js, one of the most popular libraries for building modern web applications. Now, if you have ever wondered how websites like Facebook, Instagram or Netflix manage to be so fast and interactive, the secret is often React, and the best part is it is not as complicated as it looks once you understand the basics. In this video, I will walk you through React step by step from absolute scratch, so even if you are completely new, don't worry, you will be able to follow along. By the end of this tutorial, you will know how to set up a React project, create your very first component, pass data around with props, manage dynamic information with state, and even handle user interaction with the events. So grab a cup of coffee, open your editor, and let's get started our journey into React. Alright, so let's set up our React application. We will be using Vite, which is a modern and super fast build tool. It makes starting a React project really quick and easy. So open your terminal and run the following commands. Here the first command, create a brand new React project called my app. By compiling this command, it will ask you for different frameworks. So I'm going to install the React. Inside React, I will select JavaScript and then install that. Alright, now let me close this and let me change the directory. So I'm gonna go inside my app directory and I will open that in VS Code. We can also open terminal inside VS Code by pressing Ctrl and tilde button. After that, we will install all the necessary dependencies and finally run the dev server. Once the server starts, you will see a local address in your terminal, usually something like localhost. And it's gonna open the project inside the browser, and now you have a React application live. For now, it is a simple starter page right now, but this is the foundation we will build on. Alright, now that we got our React application running, let's take a look at the project structure. If you open the folder in your code editor, you will see a source folder. This is where all our React code lives. Inside it, there is an app.jsx file. And this is basically the heart of our application for now. Let's open it up and you will see a function called app. Let's return some code inside parentheses. This is actually JSX. It's look a lot like HTML, but it's actually JavaScript behind the scene. JSX is what makes React so powerful because we can write UI in a way that feels like HTML, but with all the power of JavaScript built right in. Let's make it really simple by editing the file so it's only show a heading that says Hello React. That's where we can confirm everything's working fine. Now, if you save the file and go back to the browser, you should see the text Hello React appear. And congrats, you just wrote your very first React component. And here is the key idea. In React, our entire application is going to be made up of these small reusable pieces called components. Each component is like a little building block that we can put together to make something much bigger. In the next step, we will create our own custom component and start reusing it inside the application. Alright, now that we have seen the main app component, let's create our own custom component. In React, a component is just a function that returns some JSX, and that's it. So here what we will do, inside the source folder, create a new file and call it greeting.jsx. This file will hold a simple component that displays a welcome message. See how simple is that? Just a function that's return a piece of user interface. Now to actually use this new component, we need to import it into our main app.jsx file. Now if you save everything and go back to the browser, you will see two things. The main heading Hello React, and right below it the message from our new greeting component. And here is the really cool part. We can reuse this greeting component as many times as we want, anywhere in the application. That's the magic of React, breaking the UI down into small, reusable building blocks. Okay, so far our component can only show fixed text, but in real application we usually want components to be flexible and display different data. That's where props comes in. Props are short for properties and they are basically like argument we can pass into a component. Let's take our greeting component and make it more dynamic by passing a name to it. Here instead of hard coding the text we are using props.name. That means when we use the component we can send it different name each time. Now when you refresh the page you will see three greetings, one for Ali, one for Sarah and one for John. The cool part is that we are using the same component but we are passing different data to it. That's the real power of the props. They make your component reusable and flexible. So instead of writing the same UI over and over again, we can create one smart component and feed it with different values. Alright, up to now our component have only been showing static information. Probes are great for passing data into components, but what if the data inside a component needs to change over time? That's where states comes in. Think of state as a special variable that React keep track of. Whenever the state changes, React will automatically update the user interface for us. Let's see this in action by building a small counter component. Alright, here what is happening, we import useState from React. Then we create a state variable called count and set its initial value to 0. Then after that we display the value inside a paragraph. Finally we have a button that when clicked update the state using setCount. Now when you click the button the number will increase instantly. And here is the key part. React automatically re-render the component whenever the state changes. We don't have to manually refresh anything, React takes care of it. Now you will see the counter right below our greetings and every time you click the button the number will increases. This is a simple example but state is the foundation of all interactive React applications. From to-do list to chat application to dashboards, everything relies on state updates to make the user interface dynamic. So far we have seen how to display data and update with states, but in real application users will interact with the buttons, input, forms and much more. React makes handling these events really simple. You don't need to write long messy code. You just attach an event handler to your element. Let's look at a simple example, a button that shows an alert when we click. Alright, so here what is happening, we create a function called handle click that shows a simple alert. Then in return statement we attach that function to onClick event of the button. Now whenever you click the button, React will run that function and show the alert message. React supports event like on change for inputs, on submit for forms, on mouse enter, on key down, and much more. The key idea is whenever you want your app to respond to something the user does, you define a function and pass it into the event attribute. Now our app not only show data and update it, but it also respond to the user interaction. And this is where React start to feel really powerful. You can combine props, states, and event to build pretty much any kind of features. And that's it for this React basic tutorial. We covered setup components, props, states, and events, the essential you need to start building with React. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.